I'm Yusuf Gagdi. I represent Kanke Kanam Federal Constituency. I'm from Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, first I thank you. I thank you for one thing, Mr. Speaker. For part of your statement that convey a message to the executive and to Mr. President that this time around, if our resolutions are not respected, we are going to respect our resolutions by ourselves, by making that message very clear to Mr. President and to the executive arm of government that we will consider the content of 2022 budget and see areas National Assembly passes resolutions that ordinarily ought to have been considered in the proposal of 2022. If they do not do that, we are going to consider adjustment to the budget in such a way that our resolution will be considered before passing to Mr. President. Mr. Speaker, that proves that you are really a people-oriented speaker who is standing firm for the people of this country. And I thank you for that clear message during the budget presentation. And why I thank you, I want to be a bit sentimental. There are a lot of federal government projects within my constituency that starts over the years. Panshin Kanke Kanam, particularly in Panshin and Kanke, where there are federal roads, but they are not being funded the way they are supposed to be. And there are resolutions too on this hallowed chamber regarding to two major federal government roads cut across Panshin and Kanke local government that is pending. So when considering the aspect of the resolution that ought to be considered in 2022 proposal, that will go a long way in carrying the people of Panshin Kanke Kanam Federal Constituency. But Mr. Speaker, this is a budget of growth and sustainable development. The content of the presentation of Mr. President is very apt. It's nice, it's good. But as Parliament, we must always have our however to whatever that is presented to the people of this country. Mr. Speaker, government are doing well. But why are we here? We are here to respect democratic trinity, where the President will come and present a budget, and we will scrutinize the budget and make sure it is in line with the aspiration of people of this country. And that is why I will continue to make reference with your statement during the budget presentation. Mr. Speaker, government have a lot to do, and the National Assembly too have a lot to do. That is why I say government, National Assembly inclusive. We need to conduct our oversight function, Mr. Speaker, well. By the time we do that, some of the gap that is existing in this proposal that is being put together by Mr. President and presented here will be addressed. So I urge you, Mr. Speaker, to continue to urge various committees to make sure that what needs to be done in terms of engagement with various ministries and departments of government should be allowed to take place. So that, Mr. Speaker, we will be able to check what we are supposed to check. Mr. Speaker, no matter what government achieve, I appreciate and I acknowledge the achievement of President Muhammadu Buhari. But Mr. Speaker, whatever you achieve, without peace, there is always a problem. Mr. Speaker, we must commend Mr. President for making peace a priority in the 2022 budget. We must commend Mr. President for ensuring that peace is one of the hallmarks of 2022 budget. But again, we must ensure that that is not only presentation, but is implemented in the 2022. When you revamp the agricultural sector, when you make infrastructural facility in the four angles of Nigeria, when schools are built, when hospitals are built, without peace, Mr. Speaker, all those things will amount to nothing. So I want to encourage you, Mr. Speaker, and my colleagues on the floor of the House to make sure that we discharge our oversight function very well and to continue to challenge people that are in the position of authority, that the primary responsibility of Parliament is to make law for peace, order, and good governance. And the primary responsibility of government is the protection of the life and the security of its citizenry, plus making sure that the welfare of the people is being guaranteed. And until, Mr. Speaker, and unless we make this a priority and we recall those mandates donated to Parliament by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and equally discharge our duty within the powers given to us. Do not hope, Mr. Speaker, that this country will achieve what Mr. President have come here to put together. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank my colleagues for listening, but the bigger thanks is to you for giving me 30 seconds and allowing me to speak for up to 5 minutes. Thank you and God bless you, Mr. Speaker.